Revs are rising. Lights are about to go out, which they do now. And away they go. It's a decent start from pole position from Paul Cook, but not such a good start as that made by Stuart Pywell from the outside of the front row of the grid. But they're going to go wheel to wheel, more or less, into Redgate corner for the first time. In fact, Paul Cook slots into the lead. Pywell second. Wayne Lewis is third. Looks like Strikeart is in fourth position. And does everyone make it safely through Redgate corner for the first time? It looks as if they're going to, Josh. So out of Redgate, down Hollywood they go. And Paul Cook has amassed a huge lead already over Stuart Pywell.
Yeah, that's right. He's got some confidence, more experienced in that car, helping him out perhaps. Everybody else has shot down the corner curves, and there's some contact at the old hairpin, I'm afraid. Number 60, Cole McMillan, goes around with car number 3, Kad Singh, who was one of those drivers trying to progress on lap 1, but I'm afraid he's got tangled up in the incident with Cole McMillan's Class 6 car.
He'd made up quite a lot of ground, I think, to have that accident, unfortunately, because Kaz was back on row 11 of the grid. McMillan was on row 7 of the grid. So up at Coppice they are for the first time in this race. And be a very different feel to this race than the first one. We've got a challenge on for second place here. Wayne Lewis up the inside of Stuart Pywell, who's gone very, very deep into the Robert chicane there. And he's going to lose out if he's not careful to the Class 6 car of Schweikart. I think the thing that will keep him in that position is the power of that car. But Paul Travers is someone who's coming through, and he's now got the class lead away from Schweikart as well. So that's a change for the class lead. Schweikart has been passing. There's a bit more chaos a bit further back involving Colin Whitmore, who's gone for a spin in number 35. And there's a lot of camber on that left rear. I think that's possibly been a bit of contact with number 60.
Oh dear.
For the first time he's been involved in an incident, Carl McMillan.
I don't know if that damage to Colin Whitmore was the cause of the incident or the effect.
Yeah. But we've still got Kaz Singh stranded at the side of the circuit at the old hairpin, and we've got the safety car coming out as well.
Hopefully Colin Whitmore goes into the pit lane and that wheel doesn't depart the car. Hopefully the camber's due to broken suspension.
Yeah, and yes, he's heading down the pit lane, so that's a great shame for him. Meanwhile, the safety car, the Renault McGann, waits patiently at the end of the pit lane.
Paul Travers, by the way, and you said about how he's progressed. He started 10th up to 4th, so that was a really good opening lap. Another person who progressed, one of those non-finishers, Mike Nash, good to see him out there, could end up in the tyre ball in race 1. He come from 6th on the grid, and he was 13th by the end of lap 1. So that's he passed half of the cars on the opening lap.
Yeah, so that was a good first lap for him. But we're going to have a period of this race behind the safety car now. It's just going to be while that Kaz Singh car is recovered. Now, fortunately, it's not as far onto the grass as the Porsche 924 was earlier on, so I don't think it's going to involve the snatch vehicle getting onto the grass and the mud, which was the
Colin Whitmore was driven right through the pit lane.
I hope someone's going to say, that's not a good idea, Colin, because you've got a wheel hanging off. And certainly there's someone running down there to hold him because of the damage to his car.
Stop! Don't go out.
Yes,
I think it's a general.
I think that's a very good message indeed. And one of the other drivers there just saying, "Look, your wheel's hanging off. You don't want to be going back out onto the circuit with that."
Oh, we have got the snatch vehicle here.
We've got the snatch vehicle on the grass. We've got the car on the tarmac.
But it is a flatter part of the Chronoserve sequence, so this is where you can get forward momentum. Yeah. The M3 is quite a heavy car, so they don't really want to be dragging it too far, I wouldn't think.
No, not if they can help it. So we've got Kaz Singh's car being recovered. The marshals signalling to the drivers to keep well to the left-hand side of the circuit to avoid any incident, and they're all paying good heed to that. And obviously they're driving at very much reduced speed. They're probably doing 25 miles an hour past there at the moment. And hopefully we'll get racing back underway very shortly. Still 15.5 minutes on the clock, so plenty of racing laps to be had here, I think.
I think Paul Cook led by about 4 seconds, didn't he, at the end of the first lap? But that's come to nothing now. The difference in race 1, he was on dry tyres, he said, didn't he, where the others were on wets?
Yeah.
Which means perhaps he has got more pace to be found.
Yeah, the best lap of the race was the first flying lap, which was 1:21.081, which was 8 seconds better than the fastest lap in the first race for Stuart Pywell. So even from a standing start, the Paul Cook lap time was much faster than anyone managed in the first race. Lap record for these cars, we're looking at 1:14.05 for Niall Bradley in Class M1. So we'll see if anyone can get close to that today. Probably be a bit of an ask, I would suspect. So still with the lights on the safety car, I think we're going to probably have one more lap behind the Megane before racing gets back underway here at Donington Park. You're watching the live stream supported by aimshop.com of this 750 Motor Club race meeting. Good to have their support this season. One of the things that they're backing is a moment of the year. And that's something that will be adjudicated at the end of the season for the most exciting moment, whether that's an overtake, a save, or whatever it might be, a decisive moment in the championship, for a particular championship. Perhaps that is going to be awarded for the most exciting moment captured on the live stream all season. Aim Shop will be sponsoring that. So, yeah, we'll have to try and think at each meeting, Josh, what our most exciting moment of each meeting was to recommend them to be put forward.
Since we aren't both at all.
No.
So have to have the advantage, of course, having a live stream with this type of thing is you can watch back.
Exactly.
Find what you missed when we are elsewhere.
That's right. You'll be able to watch this live stream back later on if you're here at the circuit today and you want to see what really happened at the parts of the circuit that you couldn't see.
If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the 750 Motor Club TV, the YouTube page, because that will notify you when we are live again, which is for the next meeting, because the Croft 2-day event in 3 weeks' time is live streamed, as will be the following weekend's action at Brands Hatch, and all the 750 Motor Club live streamed action brought to you by Alpha Live. With a long ongoing partnership now with Alpha Live, dating back 5 or so seasons.
Yes. No, it's been a great addition. The number of live stream meetings has increased year on year, and many of the events this season are being live streamed. So hopefully you can enjoy them wherever you may be. Talking of partnerships with the 750 Motor Club, we've got an official lubricant partner of the 750 Motor Club now in the form of Ravenol. So Ravenol supporting the club with some sponsorship and providing lubricant products to competitors across the various different categories. Many thanks to them for their support. Right, safety car's going to go in this time, so we're going to have about probably 11.5 minutes of racing to go once the cars cross the line this time. So that's still potentially maybe 8 laps, something like that, 9 laps of racing. So they're starting to accelerate now as the safety car has pulled in. Green flags wave and we're back racing again here at Donington Park. Paul Cook leading the way then, but now by 0.6 of a second from Wayne Lewis in second place, as Stuart Pywell is in third place. Mark Coleman is fourth, so it's M1 cars, first, second, third and fourth. But then it's Paul Travers that's leading the champion, Steve Strykart, in Class 6.
Yeah, so that's all big moment there for 96, I think it was.
Yeah, David Morris that had the moment there at Redgate Corner.
Yeah, that's one of the additional entries too in the last week or so. But he managed to save it, so all is good. There's the Class 6 battle then between Paul Travers and Stephen Strykart.
Yeah, that's just about to come into shot. There's Travers, there's Swack just behind him.
Yeah, Travers and Strykart are both BMW technicians. Travers for Sytner BMW in Stevenage in Hertfordshire, and for Strykart in Pinchbeck in Lincolnshire. So a battle of the technicians in Class 6.
Certainly know how to prepare a car, I'm sure, and seemingly know mad about driving them as well as they head down towards the chicane, Robert chicane once again. Fastest lap of the race for Lewis there, 1:16.392, about a tenth or so faster than Paul Cook that time through. Gap between them now down to half a second. There is Travers, there is Schweikart, then it's Andrew Pywell up next.
There was somebody off at the chicane, Ian.
Oh, and it's Mike Nash.
There was another in the top or towards the tyre wall.
Okay, well Nash is there and he seems to have smoke pouring out of his from underneath the body, which is just has been a whack up the front. Yeah, it's been.
That's worse than race 1, isn't it?
Yes, I'm afraid it is. So Mike Nash, it's not been his day really, has it? Here at Donington Park, he's going to head into the pit lane.
William Lake also for the pit lane, so he may have been involved.
Yeah, so William Lake, the winner of the Cup Class in race 1. Neil MacDonald, the BMW Car Club Racing Championship coordinator, opening the door there to have a word with him.
Battle for the lead. Wayne Lewis set the fastest lap on the previous lap and is right there with Paul Cook down into the Robert chicane. They come. They've pulled well clear of Stuart Pywell, who hasn't got. And Cook's massively sideways. But he saved it, Ian. Is that the aim shot moment of the year?
An early stake being claimed for that, or an early claim being staked for that even. Anyway, side by side for the lead, because he's managed to hold on to it. And not having held on to it is number 71, which is Sean Foley in the M3 GTR, but the two leaders right together. I'm surprised that Wayne Lewis couldn't capitalise on that. I could only think that he must have backed off a little bit, seeing what was happening to Paul Cook ahead of him, because it was, okay, which way is he going to go? And I want to be going the right side of him.
I think it was last weekend where somebody did that in front of Paul Cook, and Paul Cook ended up clattering into them, so I think he probably had flashbacks there. Unfortunately, Mike Nash is the one that's been involved today. He's had a pretty awful day. He was in the tyre wall in race 1, but he's got a lot more damage this time.
Coolant or something cascading from underneath the car, but a nasty smash for Nash. Meanwhile, the two leaders are continuing to put on a great fight here. 8 minutes of the race left to go. Paul Cook and Wayne Lewis. Lewis with the best lap of the race, 1:16.392. They're now really battling with one another. Well clear of Stuart Pywell this time, who in these conditions seemingly not able to stick with him. We had that moment, didn't he, at the S's, of course, at the chicane, of course, before the safety car.
Now we saw that coolant, didn't we, Ian? And where did Mike Nash come to grief? Well, that was at the chicane, and now the slippery surface flags are out. And just wonder if that's what's caused Paul Cook to have that moment a lap ago.
Yeah, and the circuit not looking in great condition there. So drivers will be wary of that. Certainly it's caught the attention of the marshals, which is good to see, and Yusuf's just alerted me to that fact as well. So everyone's seen it. Let's hope the drivers have clocked it as well. So Paul Cook and Wayne Lewis heading up the hill towards McLean's for the 8th time in this race now. With just under 7 minutes to go. These two know each other pretty well. Raced together for a long time. So they'll know each other's foibles, I'm sure. Paul Cook with a bit more experience than Wayne Lewis and more success, I would say, over the years.
They're not far away from that traffic, Ian, so that's going to be a factor in the final quarter of the race.
It is, and of course that safety car period was sort of delayed the impact of the lap traffic a bit, and I suppose it could be the difference between lapping cars once and lapping them twice in this race.
Yeah, that's for sure, and as many as well, of course. Back into the 1:16 for Paul Cook, so pace improving. There is the traffic. There's a whole group of cars that they will have to lap before too much longer, which includes the Z3 of Matt Smith. Also, it includes Jason Rees, who's making his racing debut today. He's racing his BMW Compact, the Cup Class car, to get signatures on his licence before he brings out an E92 M3 later in the season.
Okay.
So another shape of M3 we'll have before the year's out.
It'd be good to see that, but the lead is now almost in amongst this traffic, so this could be the decisive moment of the race. Paul Neville, that is, in the number 42 car, keeping well out of the way. That car that he built himself, I think now in his second season of racing.
Yeah, he finished third in the Cup Class Championship last year.
And I think he was third in the earlier race as well, wasn't he? He was fourth in the earlier race within the Cup Class. So leaders making a bit more headway through the traffic down the straight, so that's where they want to to get the traffic really, and they've cleared. Oh, now there's a car between them. The Z3 is between the two leaders there. The Foley GTR is about to pull off as well into the pit lane, I think, so that's caused a bit more confusion. But that's worked into the hands of Paul Cook there, because Wayne Lewis has been a bit delayed, although he has now cleared the last of that gaggle.
Yeah, Cook was sideways between two cars for a moment, but not sideways enough for it to cause too much of an issue. So the gap up to 1.3 seconds between he and Wayne Lewis. But yeah, that traffic could have been a bigger issue, but particularly for Paul Cook, it went pretty well in a long straight period. Here's a couple of the Cup Class cars, I think, working their way down towards the old hairpin. Sam Walton is the second of them, so therefore whom is the other? It may be car number 50, which is Stephen Kay, who's another driver making his debut today. And what's happening in Class 6? Well, Paul Travers is pulling clear, 3 seconds ahead of Steve Schreikart.
And the gap between Schreikart and Andrew Pywell is down to about half a second now, so we'll see if we can pick up that in a moment. There's the class leader, Paul Travers, in that beautifully turned out sort of gunmetal grey 330. But we'll see if we can pick up on the battle behind him in a minute. It's about sort of 3 seconds behind him now. Schreikart and Andrew Pywell. Just got a glimpse of them there in the rear of shot. So we'll see if we can pick them up in a moment. Just letting that car run through. Here they are then. Andrew Pywell. He's upgraded his car to fit into Class 6 for this season from Class 4. And, well, he's going pretty well here because he's right on the boot lid of last year's champion, Steve Schreikart, as they head now down the back straight in towards the Robert Chicane. 3 minutes of this race to go. Can Pywell get a second place out of this? What he did in the first race as well, behind Schreikart, with Travers fourth in the earlier race, but Travers has managed to turn his fortunes around. Can Pywell do it? And I think he might be able to, because he pulls alongside now as they cross the line, almost side by side as they cross the line that time. Typekeepers was saying there's 12 thousandths between them, but there's not anymore, because through into second place within Class 6 has gone Andrew Pywell. Yeah,
good effort that. In the replica livery car from the 90s. Schreikart fighting back though, but the E36 is ahead. Pywell's car, which is fairly soft suspension by the looks of the car, leaning there through the Craner curves, but it's good enough for him to get up ahead of Steve Schreikart.
Just worth mentioning, in the Cup Class, it's Gareth Thomas that leads that in car 68 by about 10 seconds from number 9, which is Jason Rees, the debutant from Pontypool that you mentioned a little bit earlier on. But of course, William Lake out of the race. He was the winner in race 1 within that class. Meanwhile, Andrew Pywell just starting to ease away a little bit from Schreikart now.
And he's 5 seconds behind Paul Travers, so you'd think there Travers is looking good ahead of them in the E46.
And the change, a problem there all of a sudden for Pywell down the straight. Schreikart was able to sort of wrestle his way past. I wonder if there was an issue with a missed gear or something. It seemed like a very strange place to have that, though, halfway down the straight. And Pywell's back on the speed again. Oh, and that's the 50 car that's having a big moment. Stephen Kay, the driver from Ellesmere Port, in his 325 Ti. It was the tail end of an incident that he was having, but he's back out into the race now.
Which is good news for another newcomer. As we mentioned earlier, the biggest Cup Class we've had, if not for a while, ever. There's 7 of the cars out there, which bodes well. As Paul Cook is about to start the final lap of round 2 of the BMW Car Club Racing Championship for 2024 as the leader. He is now 2.9 seconds ahead of Wayne Lewis.
There is the 69 car. That's Aidan Vilku. He's leading Class M2. Of course, he was the class winner in that class earlier. But it's not quite as far up the overall order this time, but still a very creditable performance from the driver from Willenhall in the West Midlands in his first time racing in the BMW Car Club Racing Championship. Had a great effort in the wet earlier on, and he's done a pretty good job in the dry as well. But in these conditions, I think more of the M1 cars are ahead of him, but also actually some of the Class 6 cars have gone pretty well in these conditions too.
Yeah, that's right. Another retro livery on that car. Car older than the driver there. victory. The 24-year-old, the car though 30 years old, a 1994 car.
That car's 30 years old. That's ridiculous. It still looks fresh, doesn't it, though, that particular era of BMW.
They were side by side ahead of him between Schweikart and Pywell there into Redgate. But I think we're looking for Paul Cook because he is making his way towards the line now through the chicane, I think, to take the victory. There he is.
Yeah, checker flag goes out. Paul Cook it is that wins again. So 2 wins today for Paul Cook in the BMW Car Club Racing Championship. Wayne Lewis crosses the line 4.3 seconds behind him in second place, and it's going to be a bit of a gap back to Stuart Pywell, I think, who has taken third position. And there is our Cup Class. I think that's our Cup Class leader, is
Gareth
it not?
Thomas.
Yeah, Gareth Thomas. He's making his way through, the driver from Swindon.
Twice a champion in this category.
Yeah, and he's taking the checker flag in the 325 Ti to win the Cup Class for the first time this season. Here's Pywell about to come through. We're just picking up, there he goes, across the line, just picking up what's going on a bit further back. There's Paul Travers in Class 6, so he's going to be our Class 6 winner on this occasion. He's just gone past the Z3 of Matthew Smith, but he takes the checkered flag, so Paul Travers it is that wins Class 6, a different winner in Class 6 this time.
And Schweikart and Pywell are almost overlapping as they come across the line 1900ths of a second apart.
Yeah, but Schweikart just ahead, getting back ahead. Well, he got back ahead of Andrew Pywell, hadn't he already? But just fending him off by about 0.2 of a second. So some good racing all the way down the order in that BMW Car Club Racing Championship event. Paul Cook having it a little bit easier than he did in the first race to win by a little under 4.5 seconds. So number 26, Paul Cook, the winner. He completed 13 laps in that 20-minute race, and he was 4.353 seconds ahead of number 7, Wayne Lewis, at the end. Both of them in E46 M3s, as was, for the record, number 76, Stuart Pywell, in third place. In fourth place was number 66, Mark Colmar. Fifth and winning Class 6 was number 77, Paul Travers, in his BMW 330 Ci. Sixth and second in that class was 43, Schweikart. And 7th was number 17, Andrew Pywell. 8th and winning Class M2 was number 69, Aidan Vilku in his E36. 9th was number 31, Paul Laramie in his compact, and rounding out the top 10, number 96, David Morris in the 325 Ti. Then it was Adrian Williams, Stuart Delph, Chris Blake and Andrew Phillips. Further back, we'll see that our Cup Class winner was in 15th place, Gareth Thomas, beating Jason Rees by around about 9.5 seconds in the end. And third within the Cup Class today was number 6, Sam Walton, in 18th position overall. And a few retirements there a little bit further down screen. The likes of Sean Foley, William Lake, Mike Nash, Carl McMillan and Colin Whitmore with that wheel damage in the early stages of the race. Well, that's the end to the BMW Car Club racing action for today. It will be returned at Thruxton on the 4th of May. It'll be interesting to see the BMWs around a real power circuit like Thruxton in a month's time. A reminder that there's 3 more races still to come this afternoon. The Aim Shop Mazda 7s up next. They should be a thrilling race, I would think, on a drawing circuit. More of that and on, but let's head down to Yusuf.
Well, in the M1 class, it's 2 out of 2 for Paul Cook. Must be feeling pretty happy with that one.
That's pretty good. We started on pole, but on the right side of the grid is still wet, so I wasn't expecting a good start. I got an even start with Stuart, but I managed to sort of get around the first corner in P1, and I seemed to just get a massive lead. I don't know if the guys behind me were battling against each other, I don't know. But unfortunately, safety car came out and brought us back into line again. But yeah, it's just another good race, enjoyable.
Didn't have to worry about wets versus slicks for this race. The track was definitely dry. After the safety car, they were all kind of bunched up. You managed to just pull a little gap and held it.
After the safety car, Wayne Lewis is behind me and he didn't give me any sort of time to breathe, really. Yeah, got the victory in the end. And it's only... Car's only here because he got beaten up last weekend, thanks to Jason Hollyhead for fixing the car and getting me out.
Well, fantastic stuff, and congratulations again on the double win.
Thank you. Cheers.
Right, we'll go and speak to our Cup Class winner, Gareth Thomas. Gareth, you look pretty happy.
Yeah, I'm buzzing with that one. I'm absolutely buzzing because I had a tough wet race to begin with. Will was just disappearing into the distance. But yeah, the dry is where I'm happy. That's my happy place, to be fair.
Weirdly, it looked like there was more carnage in the dry race than there was in the wet race.
Yeah, no, that's the first thing that went through my head. We had the safety car. We had the wet qualifying, wet first race. Nothing happened, and then all of a sudden, come dry, everyone's just hell for leather. That's what it is, yeah. But yeah, happy.
Well, you've had a win. I forget where you finished in the first race. Was it a second?
Second in the first race. As I say, it was the first time I'd ever used wet tyres as well, so it was new experience for me, So I was happy with second, but back in the dry, that's good. I'm happy with this.
Well, leading the Cup Championship, so pretty good start to the season for you.
Yeah, absolutely, and long may it continue. Yeah.
Well, fantastic stuff, and best of luck for the next round.
Thank you very much. Right.
We'll go and find, I think we'll have a chat with our M2 class winner, Aidan Vilku first. Aidan, hello again.
Hello again. It's surprising, if I'm honest. First time out, first win, 2 wins. Yeah, it's a lot warmer though with the sun out, I'll tell you that much. It's a lot warmer.
Yeah, you were quite surprised with your win earlier on today, and again, you looked really good today.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, especially when I thought I was dry now. I thought, okay, it's going to be all new to me, but no, it's went my way again. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. Over the moon. My stepdad built a really good car, E30 Centre. Done a good one.
Well, looks like you're going to be well and truly in the championship fight this season. Long season ahead though, but I'm sure it's going to start playing on your mind.
Hopefully, but touch wood, don't want to jinx it. It's only the first race. So yeah, hopefully.
I don't think your forehead's made out of wood.
Well, no, that's true, but there's nothing else wood around here to touch.
Yeah, I was gonna.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. Quick, have a run to a tree. But congratulations on the double win, and we'll see you for the next round.
Yeah, you shall. I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.
Right, we'll go and have a chat with our final competitor, our final winner. Paul Travers.
Hello.
I think I've got that right. Yes, Paul.
Yeah.
Pretty good job.
Yeah, amazing. I'm trying to get the helmet in shot because my new helmet, and that's the first outing. So hopefully.
Go on, hold it. Talk us through the design.
Oh, it's a Bell RS7 helmet, but they put this lovely livery on it for this, or last year I think it is. But it's nice. It's just a nice new helmet. My other one ran out of dates because it was over 10 years old. So unfortunately, I had to splash out a new one. But
I've got to say, why is it matte and not shiny?
Oh, the last one was shiny, so it went matte this time. Yeah, so it's good.
Fair enough. But overall, car feeling good and everything.
We're probably one of very few on dry tyres, so that was just surviving. I was up for second, third place, and it all went wrong on the last lap. So we thought, right, it's dry now. The sun's come out. Let's give it a go. We know we're really good at starts. We've got a launch off the start, made up quite a few places off the start, and then I just thought I'd just stick behind the M2 guys and just keep it on the track. And yeah, there's loads of grip out there on the second race, so brilliant. So I'm well chuffed about this. Yeah.
Well, glad you had fun, and congrats again on the race win.
Thanks. Cheers.
So with that, we only have 3 more races left today. We're going to be heading into a short break, and we will be back shortly with our Aim Shop Mazda 7 Championship.